If you clicked on this video, you must need some help. I'm going to show you how to get a good agent under your belt. Have you pulling good contracts from the right to the left. Have you swimming through money like a pro like Mike Phelps. I hope y'all like my videos. I hope they really help. But can y'all do me a favor though? Subscribe to my channel. It's the red button to the bottom, to the left. Thank you. Morning, y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Chrissy Sherelle checking back in. Welcome back to my channel. So excited to talk to y'all again. So I just want to let y'all know, those of you who don't know, I am currently on a travel assignment myself. I am in New York City. I've been here since the beginning of February. So excuse my background surroundings. It's not up to par to how I would like it to be, but this is what I'm stuck with for right now. But yeah, I know y'all don't care about all it, so let's get back into what the purpose of this video is. The purpose of this video is to show y'all how to find a good contract and how to find the best agents out there for you that suits you and your needs. I know when most people think of finding a travel contract, the number one thing that they should focus on, they feel like, is the amount of money that it pays. Yes, that is very, very important, I must say, because you know I like my shmoney too. But there are other factors that come into play as well when it comes to picking the perfect contract and the perfect agent for you. So if y'all want to know my opinion, what I think you guys should do to help find the most suitable contract for you, stay tuned. All right. Like I stated in one of my previous videos, the number one thing I want to know when picking a contract is, does the company pay for my housing while I'm on the contract, and do they pay for my transportation back and forth to the hospital while I'm there? Because to me, it is very, very important that I don't have to pay for housing and transportation while I'm on the contract, because I don't want to have to pay bills back at home, and I don't want to have to cover bills while I'm on the contract as well. Now I know there are some companies that covers neither, and there are ways around that. I know when it comes to like contracts like that, it's best, to my opinion, is to travel with a buddy, and that way you guys can split the prices in half. As far as like transportation, you guys can get a rental car and split that monthly fee in half, as well as the rent at like an Airbnb or somewhere else, because it can get really, really expensive. And then you, depending on how much the contract is paying, it makes you question, like, is it really worth like going to take the contract if you're paying so much more out of pocket? So y'all just keep that in mind as well. So I always ask, do they cover housing and do they cover transportation while you're on the assignment? And also another big thing I feel like to look for is, do they cover your meals, like in your stipend that you get? Because the most I feel like I've gotten, like as far as a stipend while on the assignment, is like $70 a day for a meal, and that tends to add up after a while, you know, because spending money while you're on a travel assignment on food can get very, very expensive. So look into that. Another thing that I normally ask before I take an assignment, do you guys cover my travel to and from the assignment? Say for instance, if I have to book a flight, the flights can be very expensive depending on how fast you have to book it and how soon you have to book it. Most companies that I've worked for tend to reimburse me for the flights that I've taken. Some won't, so that's why it's nice to like get that question out there and ask, so you'll know and when to expect it on your paycheck for the reimbursement. All right, next, always ask, is there a sign-on bonus? Because a lot of agents and companies will not tell you about the sign-on bonus unless you ask. My very, very first contract that I took, It was one of the most highest paying contracts that I could find at the time when I was trying to travel with 1 year of nursing experience. But it was the only contract that didn't offer me a sign-on bonus. I was kind of bummed out about that. And so I just asked, I was like, hey, I'm really looking into this contract, but I'm still, debating on which one is best suitable for me. I was like, the only thing that I dislike about this contract is that it's not offering me a sign-on bonus like all the other companies are. And so the agent told me she had to reach out to someone and she could see what she could do about giving me a sign-on bonus. And less than, I want to say 3-4 hours, she gave me a call back and she gave me a $500 sign-on bonus. Just like that, y'all. Just that simple. All I had to do was ask. So a closed mouth don't get fed. So ask that, y'all. Alright, so say for instance you do end up getting a contract that fits all the needs that you're looking for, all the wants, all of that good stuff, and you have a really, really good recruiter. I before you sign on that dotted line, I do suggest that you still look up reviews on the company. Like go to their social media like Facebook, Instagram, or even their website and see what the other nurses who have used that company have to say about them. Look up their, it's basically you're like looking up their reputation, because there are companies out there that can sell you, make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, if you sign with them you have the golden ticket, but in the long run they could be pulling the wool over your eyes and they could be not a good company after all, because I know several companies and several friends who have went through this and they were not happy at all. Like there are some companies that have made nurses chase them for their money after working like several weeks with the company. Like, y'all, woo, because I know I'll be mad. So y'all looking at as well. Also, before you sign, look in your contract and make sure that it has something about guaranteed hours. Guaranteed hours, y'all, is a very, very important phrase you would like to be included in your contract. With that being said, guaranteed hours, like say for instance, if your contract says that you are guaranteed 36 to 48 hours. That means regardless if the company, the hospital needs you at work or not, you're going to get paid for those hours that you sign on the dotted line for. Like say for instance, if the company, the hospital tends to slow down, they don't have as many patients there as they normally do, and you're on a 13-week contract and they call you off saying that they don't need you, that means you will still get paid for that day. Because it's stated in your contract that you're guaranteed 36 hours of pay regardless if the company needs you or not. So I always look for that key point as well when I decide to pick a contract. That's important to me because I'm a worker bee and I came to work and I came to get my money, so it's not my fault that y'all don't have any work for me. So I still want to get paid when y'all, so yeah, that's a very, very very, very, very. As a matter of fact, that should be up there with the top, with the other stuff. That should be number 2 on the list. You know what I'm saying? Alright. So another thing I feel like you should ask about is quarantine pay, because y'all know we all dealing with COVID-19 right now, and so a lot of companies have included quarantine pay in the contract. Some do, some don't. It just depends on the company that you're going with. Quarantine pay is say for instance, if you're on a contract and you're working with COVID patients and you end up, you know what I'm saying, coming up COVID positive with the symptoms and everything, and you have to take a couple of days off, majority of the companies will still pay you while you're at home or in the hotel sick for a quarantine, because you risk yourself, you put yourself on the line to take care of those patients, and they know it's a risk that you're taking and there's a possibility that you may catch COVID. So a lot of the companies are sympathetic to them, and they will pay you for the days that you're at home sick because of COVID. So look into that too, y'all. Every company is different. I'm just speaking from my experience and what I've done and what I know. So I'm not saying everything's set in stone. Guys, once you find out what hospital you will be going to, the first thing I always do is research, research, research. So as far as research, that's including, say for instance, I look them up on Instagram, I look them up on Facebook, and what I'm looking for is the reviews that nurses have left or patients have left about the hospital, in comments or like on Google, whatever you find. That will tell you a lot about the hospital that you need to know, and that way you will be equipped or have an idea about what you're about to step into when you start working at that particular facility. I also look for YouTube videos about the hospital as well. Normally, every hospital I've worked at, they normally have a YouTube video giving like their mission statement and the things that, you know what I'm saying, that they look for and what they want in their hospital. So look the video up too, and that way you can get idea like how the setup of the hospital is and all of that good stuff. You can see the CEO, and also look at the turnaround rate of the hospital as well. When you're talking to your agent, once you get the hospital that you're going to, ask her out of the people that she has under her belt that she's a recruiter for, ask her, do a lot of people tend to re-sign at that hospital, and if so, like for how long? And that would give you an idea like, oh, if they're re-signing, that means they must like it. Because I love my hospital, the very first one that I was at, so much I ended up staying there for as long as a year. So yes, that right there shows you like, okay, they must like it's doable because they feel like they can re-sign. Ask her if some of them are in their contract early, because if they're in their contract early before the time that they sign for, obviously it's not a really good hospital either. Another thing I would like to mention for you guys, the extra recruiter. I know all of them might not do this, but my particular recruiter did. I asked her if it would be okay if I talked to one of the nurses that's actually already on the floor working at the particular facility, so that way I can get a idea of like what's going on and how she likes it. She was able to tell me the nurse patient ratio, the different things she does on the floor that she was working on, all of that good stuff. She was actually working on her second contract, which means, you know, she must have really liked what she told me she did. So I was like, okay, well then maybe it gave me that extra oomph that I needed to go ahead and continue on and go further along with the contract. Like, it's one thing to listen to your agent and what she has to say about the hospital, because she's not a nurse, she's not the one on the floor working, so it's kind of hard to like take her word for it. So that was why I wanted to get a nurse's opinion on it. So yeah guys, I hope this video was very helpful to you, and if y'all keep wanting to get videos like this, like I always say, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It's your girl Christy Sherelle, and I'm checking out. Peace.